Okay, hello everyone. Hope everybody's having a great time and wish me luck. I'm kind of nervous, but let's go ahead and I'll start my recap. So I'm going to do, I think it's like three of the four readings, I think. And then I think Kay is going to do, I think it's the Wade reading and then chapters 7 and 8. So just the heads up. So for decision-making theory, basically what it's just administrators, like they should act in a way to make to make decisions in the best interest of the organization. It's just, how administrators make decisions in the different theories, and basically there's the rational part of it, and it's the goals. It's goal oriented, and the goals are to be more ends, like means. I don't remember. Dr. Lovell is talking about it. Means and the ends driven. Okay, we're just gonna go with that. And then also, organizations are service providers, and they're objective driven. So, basically, it was kind of more so of, Waldo was more on the rational side, and Simon's more of thinking that it should be easy. It's just step by step, like objective wise. And so that's just kind of the intro into the decision making part of it. But I think this is how you say it, Lindblom. Basically, the focus is that decision making should be done through incrementalism. Sorry, can't say that. It's late at night. But because there is political and legal constraints, just things should be done, at slow pace, see what works, see what doesn't work. It's just that kind of theory. He thinks that it's best to make decisions, a little at a time and not anything drastic. That way you're not risking a whole bunch, kind of what we talked about earlier in the last unit. He also talks about a kind of thing of like, it was like a root versus a branch type system of, basically the root theory was just, it's more of the rational side, and hold on, sorry, looking at my notes. I think it was just to be more clear and concise and have more of that ends means reach the end. I can't figure out how to say that type situation. And just a lot of clarification of values in the objective. And policy is formed through the means versus the end. That's what I was going for. Yeah. So, and then the branch system or the branch theory, he calls that the successive limited comparisons, and it's more of just, he views it as just goals and actions, like they're not separated, that it's just kind of all together, and that it's not means and driven. And so because of that, the goals are limited, and sometimes he said that there are like incomplete. So he's just really on the side that he thinks it should be kind of clear and concise, I think is kind of what he's trying to say, but slow and, kind of trial and error type situation, maybe. I hope so. That's kind of what I got out of it. Tell me what you think about him. So, and then Allison and Martin, theirs was kind of, the complete opposite. Theirs was more, the punctuated equilibrium thing where, like, and Dr. Lovell said this, the best way to describe this is what we're doing, like, right now with the COVID-19. All of the administrators just had to basically drop everything they're doing and figure out what we're going to do, in the next month. And they've had, a few weeks to make all these decisions. And it's just talking about how, like, everyday situations would affect decision making for administrators, and it's challenging to do things slowly, more of the incremental part of it, just because that's not always how life is. So That's their theory behind it. They think that it, and that they also believe that, you know, the policy is impacted by external factors, you know, like whatever it's called, epidemic. I think that's what it's called, that, you know, makes us all go to online school in like a week. So anyways, and then I don't know how to say this one either, the Keljutson and Jacobson reading. On this one, I did have to go online and find it. The PDF wasn't working, so I had to Google it, and I really hope I found the right reading for that one. But it was just all about, you know, motivation, like what makes, you know, administrators, you know, make their decisions or actually just kind of do their jobs in general is kind of what I took from it. Some key points that they kind of made were routines matter. It is very important to stick to a routine, and they said it kind of makes you, I guess, do your job better, kind of help you motivate you every day to have a certain routine, and also like the longer you are doing a certain position, the more you care about it, so it kind of helps with your motivation. I kind of took that as like an expertise. We like that word in this class, just because, like, you know, the longer you're in it, the more expertise you get. And that part specifically kind of reminded me of, I think it's Weber. It's like, okay. And then also, when I was looking on the actual reading for that, I found some good parts of it that I kind of just wanted to take out and mention them. It was just saying the motivation to do good for other people in society through the delivery of public services. So basically just, you know, these decision makers, these administrators, like, they're motivated by doing a public service. That's what they like to do. They perform meaningful public, community, and social services. So that's just all behind the motivation, you know, the why of why these administrators do that. And their beliefs, values, and attitudes that go beyond self-interest and organizational interest. So that to me kind of reminded me of Waldo, and that brings me kind of to like my first question with that in the Jacobson motivational piece. And my question for that is, this motivation theory has similarities to a few other theories that we've talked about, honestly, a lot that we've talked about. This one, honestly, different things just kept clicking while I read this one. And then, so with Waldo and humanism, I think that's the one that I mainly got from it, from, you know, just the why and the belief values and stuff like that, and, you know, doing things for things beyond your self-interest, just stuff like that reminded me of Waldo. But my question is just what other traits do you see in this motivation theory that we've talked about before? So I just am curious, like, what you connect that specific reading to, and I think it would be a good way to go back and think about these things, just because of that one kind of had a lot of different parts to it, and I think it would be a good connector to our other units. And then my second question, I think Kay is going to do the third, is if you compare the Lynn Bloom to the Allison and Martin, you kind of get the idea of incrementalism versus punctuated equilibrium. Obviously, right now, decision making all over the country is being decided by, you know, punctuated equilibrium approach. So my question is, what would be the way what would be an administration approach using, you know, the Lyndon Bloom's theory, and is it even possible with COVID-19? So do you think there is little things that we could do in little parts, or is it even possible at all, or what are some things that maybe administrators could possibly try? But sorry, that was kind of fast and furious and got a little tongue twisted a lot, but that's my little recap. So I hope you've enjoyed and feel like a vlogger, and can't wait to hear all of your responses. So